Learn to stay calm and you'll handle anything. The Stoic way. Have you ever looked back and realized the worst part of a situation wasn't the situation itself, but how you spiraled through it? Have you ever lost your peace over something that days later no longer mattered, but your reaction left a scar? And have you ever wondered how your life would change and if calm wasn't something you waited for, but something you trained for? This is not just a mindset. This is a practice. And for the Stoic, it is a way of life. Lesson 1. Focus on what you can control and let the rest flow past you. Most people waste their power chasing what they cannot change. They try to change others. They try to rewrite the past. They try to predict the future and stress over outcomes never fully in their hands. But the Stoic draws a clear line. What is mine to manage and what is not? Epictetus taught, some things are up to us and some things are not. This is the foundation of calm. When your energy is aimed at things outside your control, you are drained. When your attention returns to what's truly yours, your mind becomes quiet again. You can't control what people say, but you can control how you interpret it. You can't control the weather, the economy, or the mood of a stranger, but you can control your breath, your tone, your next move. For the next 90 days, or even for the next 9 minutes, try this. When tension rises, ask yourself, is this in my control? If yes, take quiet, firm, steady action. If no, release it. Fully, gently, immediately. This is not detachment. This is wisdom. This is how you begin to reclaim your mind, by no longer offering it to things that never belonged to you. Peace begins with responsibility, and responsibility begins with knowing what's truly yours. Lesson 2. Practice self-discipline. Calm is built in repetition. Calm doesn't come naturally. It comes through practice, through rituals, through choices, through repetition, especially when it's hardest. Self-discipline is not a cage. It's a structure, one that keeps your peace intact when life tries to pull it apart. The Stoics trained like athletes of the mind. They didn't wait for storms to arrive to find balance. They built their balance in the quiet mornings, in the tiny choices in the way they met discomfort without flinching. Ask yourself, what small daily habit brings me closer to calm? A morning routine, a walk without your phone, journaling before reacting, choosing silence instead of shouting, delaying your reply until your breath slows. Every time you choose stillness over impulse, every time you honor a boundary you've set, every time you act with intention rather than instinct, you are strengthening your emotional backbone. Discipline is not about being rigid. It's about being ready. Ready to stay grounded when chaos comes. Ready to act from wisdom instead of emotion. Ready to remain yourself no matter what the world throws at you, because in the end, the calmest person in the room isn't the one who knows the most. It's the one who is trained the most. Lesson 3. Embrace discomfort. Resistance builds. Resilience. Most people seek calm by seeking comfort. But the Stoic knows. True calm is built through discomfort, not avoidance of it. We are not forged in ease. We are shaped in friction. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor burdened by war and betrayal, wrote in his journal, The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is not philosophy. This is training. Calm is not the absence of difficulty. It's your ability to remain centered inside it. Start practicing this daily. Wake early when it's cold. Say no when it's easier to say yes. Sit with the craving instead of feeding it. Hold your ground when your emotions scream to run. Every time you face discomfort willingly, you rewrite your identity. I am not fragile. I can feel pain without panic. I am stronger than this moment. You don't have to enjoy discomfort. You just have to respect it. Because on the other side of discomfort is someone new, someone calmer, deeper, and more complete. Lesson 4. Detach from outcomes. Live by effort, not by results. Most of our tension comes not from the effort, but from the obsession with outcome. We do something and wait for applause. We try and fear it won't be enough. We act and worry about how it will be received. But the Stoic teaches us, you are not in charge of results. You are in charge of right effort. You don't control whether people like your work. You control whether you gave it your full presence. You don't control whether your message is heard. You control whether it was honest. Detach from results, not because they don't matter, but because they're not yours. Seneca reminds us, the wise man is content with what he has, no matter what it is. That includes the outcome, the rejection, the silence, the unexpected turn. Do your best, with full presence, with full heart. Then release it. Don't cling. Don't beg. Don't spiral. You are not here to control the world. You are here to control how you meet it. Detach and feel your nervous system come back to peace. Lesson 5. Practice silence and stillness. Peace lives in the pause. You don't need more stimulation. You need more stillness. In a world where everyone is shouting, sharing, reacting, silence is revolutionary. Stillness is sacred. The Stoics knew this. They carved space for reflection. They honored silence as a source of truth. Silence is not empty. It's full of wisdom if you stay long enough to hear it. Start your mornings without noise. Pause before replying. Turn off the background soundtrack. Let your thoughts settle like stirred water. You'll notice something beautiful. Answers rising without force. Calm arriving without struggle. Clarity forming in the quiet. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing what matters. Without urgency, without chaos. The next time the world demands your reaction, try this. Don't react. Breathe. Wait. Because when everyone else is losing their calm, the one who's silent becomes the strongest person in the room. Lesson 6. Accept what you cannot change. Stop fighting reality. There is no peace in resistance to what already is. There is no calm in wishing the past was different. And there is no power in arguing with reality. The Stoic does not deny hardship. They accept it, not passively, but with strength. To accept is not to give up. It is to stop wasting energy on what cannot be undone. It is to free the mind for what can still be shaped. Epictetus said it best, Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. The weather, the delay, the heartbreak, the injustice that's already occurred. You cannot change these, but you can change how you carry them, how you speak about them, how you let them shape you or not. When something hurts, acknowledge it, grieve it, but do not wrestle with it forever. Instead, ask, what now belongs to me? And begin from there, calmly, consciously, without bitterness. That's how the Stoic wins, not by changing fate, but by meeting it without flinching. Lesson 7. Strengthen your emotional awareness. Feel without drowning. We are not here to suppress emotion. We are here to understand it and not be ruled by it. The Stoic feels deeply. They just don't act blindly. Emotions are data, not commands. They're signals, not truths. And unless you learn to name them, observe them, and sit with them, they will drive your life. Anger is often grief in armor. Anxiety is often avoidance. Jealousy is often self-neglect. So begin asking, what am I really feeling? Where is it coming from? Is this emotion serving me or steering me into reaction? Awareness is the first step toward mastery. When you can feel without flinching and without suppressing or exploding, you begin to reclaim your sovereignty. The next time a strong emotion arises, try this. Pause, breathe, name it without shame. Watch it without judgment. You are not your emotion. You are the sky, and emotions are passing weather. Let them pass. Let them teach, but do not let them rule. Lesson 8. Train your breath. Master the anchor. Within, before you say a word, you breathe. Before you make a choice, you breathe. Before you rise or fall or react, your breath is there. It is your first access point to calm, and it is always, always available. The Stoics didn't call it breath work, but they lived it. In moments of tension, they returned to the body. In moments of fear, they grounded in rhythm. Because when the breath is shallow, the mind is loud. But when the breath slows, so does everything else. Try this right now. Exhale slowly. Pause. Inhale deep. Exhale longer than your inhale. Repeat 3 times. Feel what happens. Your thoughts slow. Your nerves soften. Your vision clears. Do this throughout your day. Not just when it's chaotic, but as a discipline. Train your breath, and you will train your nervous system. And when your breath obeys your calm, your entire life will begin to follow. Lesson 9. Reframe your thoughts. Shift the lens. Shift your life. You are not seeing life as it is. You are seeing life through a frame, a story, a belief, a lens that you've carried, sometimes for years, without even realizing it. The Stoic doesn't blindly accept their thoughts. They question them. They challenge them. They reframe them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. That's your power, not to erase life's weight, but to adjust how you carry it." Reframing is not denial, it's direction. It's taking a painful moment and asking, what else could this mean? What might this be teaching me? What story am I telling myself? And is it true? Try it today. Someone cuts you off. Instead of rage, choose, maybe they're rushing to something urgent. A plan falls through. Instead of despair, try, maybe this is making space for something better. You cannot always change the event, but you can always change the frame. And in doing so, you change everything. Lesson 10. Surround yourself with calm. Choose peace. Over popularity, your environment speaks to your nervous system. Loudly, constantly. Who you spend time with, what you consume online, where you sit, what noise fills. Your background and all of it shapes your inner state. So if you want calm, stop only working on your mind. Start curating your space. The Stoics didn't isolate, but they selected carefully. They valued deep, principled company over wide attention. So look around. What are you allowing in your field? Do your relationships reflect your values or your fears? Is your home a place of clarity or chaos? Create environments that support your intention. Mute the noise that triggers unrest. Choose silence over scrolling. Seek relationships that center, not scatter, because peace is not just an internal achievement. It's an external boundary. Let your space become a sanctuary. Let your energy be protected like treasure. You don't have to be available to every voice. Only the ones that bring you back to yourself. Lesson 11. Cultivate gratitude. Return to what's already here. We chase peace because we forget what we already have. We crave what's missing and ignore what's present. Gratitude is not a mood. It's a discipline, a returning to reality with reverence. Seneca said, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." Gratitude doesn't erase hardship. It puts it in perspective. It reminds you that breath you just took, a gift. The food on your table, a gift. The lessons that shaped you, a gift, even if wrapped in pain. Every morning, write 3 things you're grateful for. Every night, whisper 1 thing you forgot to appreciate. And when life feels heavy, let gratitude anchor you. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything is still here. Gratitude won't fix all your problems, but it will transform how you walk with them. Conclusion. Calm is not found, it's forged. You've reached the end, not of a list, but of a way of being. Calm is not something you wait for. It's something you build through discipline, through clarity, through silence, through breath. When you stop reacting and start reflecting, when you stop resisting and start accepting, when you stop searching and start centering, you become unstoppable. This is the Stoic way, not cold, not distant, but calm, grounded, unshaken. And if this message brought you back to that place, that quiet, knowing inside, that whisper that says, "You're ready," I invite you to subscribe to Stoic Zen, not for more noise, but for deeper silence, for reminders, for stillness, for the quiet power you've always had. Now remembered. Until next time, stay calm, Stay steady. Stay true.